So Temas Resources is a publicly traded mineral exploration company located in Vancouver, BC, and we have properties in mining-friendly Quebec. We're exploring for ilmenite deposits containing titanium, iron ore, and vanadium, and our ticker symbol on the CSE is TMAS, and on the OTCQB is TMASF. We're also listed on the Frankfurt Exchange under the symbol 26PO. And all this information that we're talking about today can be found at our website, temasresources.com. Forward-looking statement for everyone, just so we're on the goods here with the Securities Commission. First of all, why invest in Temas? Well, there are many reasons to do so. Firstly, we're focused on advanced titanium mineral exploration projects in Quebec. Quebec is mining friendly, as we all know, and titanium dioxide is the metal that is in constant demand. Quebec is home to the world's largest titanium ilmenite deposit operated by Rio Tinto, the Lac Tio mine. And we currently have two projects, both Blache and Lac Brule in this area. Blache is our priority project and is about to file its PEA, which we announced on February 7th. And Lac Brule has plans to drill this year, and upon completion of that drilling, we will be ready to file our PEA on that property. So it's exciting times for the company. We have advanced metallurgy on our properties and projects. We have a patented ORF chloride leaching technology that was developed out of the University of Minnesota, which yields a really high quality 97.8% titanium dioxide product. This is really important because having good metallurgy on the project makes this thing economic. And of course, we have patents on this technology. We can use the patents for our own purposes, but we can also license this out. It is something that we've been working on for several years at the University of Minnesota and with the company. We're 50% owners of this technology. The ORF technology is both cost effective. It shows that we can have cost reductions of about 65% from conventional chloride leaching technologies. And we've demonstrated this in our pilot scale plant, which is over a ton of material that we put through it. And it's also environmentally positive. We reuse about over 95% of the reagents in the process, so it fits within our ESG mandate as a company. Now, the real reason why I think our company is great, not only because we have great projects, but we have an amazing corporate structure and ownership team. So our corporate structure is important. We have something special here. We've recently completed a 9-for-1 consolidation. So we have about 16 million shares issued outstanding and 25 million shares fully diluted. Here, management owns about 13% directly, and about 40% is held with friends, family, and close associates. The company also is about a $5 million market cap, so we believe that there's quite a bit of room for improvement based on our PA results. So our projects, what do we got here? We have Blache and Lac Brule. This is the area in Quebec that they're located. Both projects are just off the St. Lawrence River, which provides really great infrastructure at Sept-Îles, because there's a deep water port there. But the Blache project is about 130 kilometers northwest of Baie-Comeau and 220 kilometers northeast of Saguenay. And the Lac Brule project is 150 kilometers northeast of Saguenay and about 100 kilometers west of Baie-Comeau. Right now, these projects are serviceable by helicopter, but it has good highway access nearby, as you can see from the maps. And our plan is to build a road to the project as part of the feasibility study. So there's partial logging road access to the company. Like I mentioned before, we're in a good mining area. The labor force is experienced and abundant in the area. And we also have access to the deep water port at Sept-Îles on the St. Lawrence, which I mentioned is a key for downstream when we go into production. We're serviceable by the communities of Baie-Comeau, Port Cartier, Saguenay, and Sept-Îles. In summary, this is a very mining-friendly region within Quebec. Here's another current look at the projects, a little bit more detail, and shows you where the highways access the properties. So our first project, our priority project, Blache property. This is 127 mineral claims. We've drilled over 15,000 meters on the project. And we have a PEA announced, and it's going to be forthcoming, filed. Should be filed within the week. The deposit is called the Farrell-Thomas deposit, and it was outlined in 2010 by Nevada Resources. But titanium dioxide has a long history in Quebec, with Rio Tinto operating their mine at Lac Tio for over 70 years. So Quebec is known for its titanium dioxide, its iron ore deposits, and also for vanadium, among other metals. And we have all three on our projects. So a little bit of history. 1950s was the first real discovery of titanium dioxide here. 1964 was the first really drilling for titanium dioxide in the area. In the early 2000s, there was large geophysical surveys that were done, and there's major key metallurgy advancements that took place. And in 2010, 2011, Nevada Resources drilled about 12,000 meters on Blache. And we continued that operation in the 2022, where we drilled roughly 2,400 meters on the project. So it's quite advanced, and of course, that's shown by the PEA. So what do we have? What did we find with all this work that we've done on the project? Well, we found that there is an inferred mineral resource of about 208 million tons, which is huge. 25.6% or 25.6 million tons is contained titanium dioxide, and 86 million tons is contained iron oxide. So overall, a great project, large project. The overall titanium dioxide concentration is about 16.7% on the actual project, which is great. And we have a massive, a higher grade massive oxide zone, which is about 24% titanium dioxide. And we have this semi-massive oxide zone, which is a halo over top of the massive oxide. And it's about 8.3% titanium dioxide. Now, with our ORF technology, we're able to extract this out of what would formerly be called waste rock. So because of that, we've been able to not only double the historic estimate for the size here, but also provide a compelling case use for the ORF technology and use of it here. So our work with the University of Minnesota has been able to show this doubling of historic estimate of size. So as a reminder, I said that Rio Tinto is operating about 400 kilometers away. They've got a 70-year production history of titanium and iron ore on this site, the Lac Tio mine. And it's originally was larger in size to what we propose here, slightly larger, but with similar grade to Temas. And so far, they've extracted about 60 million tons of ore and have about 27 million tons of ore reserves remaining. So it is the single largest ilmenite titanium deposit in the world, the Lac Tio Rio Tinto one. And ilmenite is the form that titanium is most commonly found underground. And it's about 95% of all titanium deposits are in this ilmenite form. So we're in really good shape. We're in a good spot within Quebec, and we're in a good spot with our metals. So here's what everyone was looking for, the PEA summary for the Blache project. And these are staggering numbers. Like I've been in the industry for decades, and I have not seen such a great project. And that's why I was so excited to join this team and make this a reality. So the post-tax NPV8 for the project is $6.8 billion. It's a very large project. And what's even better is that the post-tax IRR is a phenomenal 55.1%. These numbers, incredible numbers here. The projected CapEx payback is about 25 months, which is really, really tight for a payback, which is great. And the initial CapEx is about $1.2 billion that we project. So initially for the first lens area that we're looking to develop, it's about a 14-year mine life, but there's a large possibility of expansion later. The area is very prolific for titanium dioxide and iron ore, so we look to expand it. The estimated annual revenue that we're going to be receiving on this project once in operation is about $2.7 billion. And for a company that has a $5 million market cap, I believe a lot of it is just getting the word out about this project, how advanced it is, what the value added is to our company. And you can see that there'll probably be a value creation point for the company based on this PEA. So $5 million market cap, I don't believe we'll be staying at this range for very long. Our second project in the area is Lac Brule. Now this project is smaller, it's near surface, and it also is higher grade when you compare it to Lac Brule, or the Blache. So it's a very valuable project in our portfolio. It's 36 claims large, 2,000 hectares. It's got titanium, iron ore, and vanadium. We've drilled about 15,000 meters to date on the project. We plan on drilling another 7,200 meters for the PEA. But this has got a historic estimate on it and 2 mineralized lenses. It's a great project, a little bit smaller than La Blache, but it also very valuable to the company. So what is titanium? I think a lot of people have heard of the metal. It's used in iPhones now. It's been used because of its alloy and strength as an alloy. But you probably don't realize that you use or consume titanium dioxide every day. So titanium is one of the most abundant metals found on the earth and is used in countless industrial and consumer products. We've also sponsored a titanium documentary along with Commodity Culture. It's on our website. Encourage you to check it out. It really goes through the whole market and the history of titanium, why it's such an important industrial compound, titanium dioxide, and what are the uses of it. It'll blow your mind away. 80% of the uses are in the pigment industry, paint and plastics industry as a color enhancer, as a brightener. Titanium, I guess this property in paint in particular is kind of interesting because this is what lead used to provide in paint back when lead was allowable in paint. So now titanium dioxide has completely replaced that brightener component and the color enhancer component in paint and pigments. What are the main characteristics of titanium dioxide? Well, it's very white and it's very opaque. So it is the most reflected metal on the periodic table. And that's why it's used in paints and pigments, plastics, and paper. So if you want a bright color, any color, you add titanium dioxide as a pigment, and it creates a reflective light characteristic, which makes the colors pop. It's biocompatible and non-toxic, which is another great characteristic. So it's found in almost every pharmaceutical pill, not only as a protective coating because of its light reflecting capabilities, it's antibacterial, but also it brightens the color of the pill. So it makes pills easy to recognize, keeps the color longer. So that bright red Tylenol pill just keeps being the same color year over year. And then you can identify the pills easily. It's used in sunscreens and cosmetics, of course. It's the light reflected quality of sunscreen. And of course, it's used in most cosmetics as well. One interesting use of it, there's a lot of technology uses for titanium dioxide, but it's also used on something called self-cleaning glass, which is now all the rage on skyscrapers. It allows the glass on a skyscraper to be cleaned without using any kind of chemicals, and it's because of the way the reflectant light and the antibacterial properties of the titanium dioxide. It's also being looked at use within solar panels for the same properties. Of course, this titanium dioxide is refined into the metal and the alloy titanium, and titanium itself is known for high strength, lightweight, heat resistant. You can find titanium in like aircraft and the aerospace industry, but also in prosthetics, like hip replacements and ball and joint replacements in the body, and dental implants. They all use titanium, largely because it's biocompatible, non-toxic, and very strong and sturdy metal. China is the world's largest market for titanium and also the world's largest supplier of titanium dioxide. So it's over 40% of the entire market is consumed within China, and that's largely because China is a manufacturing giant. So the market for titanium, it's surprisingly robust and very strong. So 2022, It's calculated that the market was over 16 or 19 billion US annually. In 2032, the estimate for the market is going to be about 32 billion. So it's growing at a very steady over 5% per year over this period. And as mentioned, China, the largest market, is growing at a slightly higher rate at about 5.7% annually. So what does this mean? It means that titanium dioxide is directly related to GDP growth. As global GDP grows, so does the use and the demand for titanium. Titanium dioxide is a widely used industrial compound, so it's not subject to wild commodity price fluctuations caused by large suppliers or large customers. So if you've been involved in the lithium exploration industry, you'll see that the commodity swings are wild. Uranium, the same idea, but titanium dioxide doesn't have those wild swings. It grows steady state 5-6% a year every year with overall GDP growth. So our team. So we have an experienced team. I'll give you the rundown of some of the key executives on the board and also on our management team. Kyler Hardy, Executive Chairman, the former CEO of the company. I replaced Kyler as CEO just in December. And Kyler has about 20 plus years experience here. I'd say that Kyler is a natural resources entrepreneur. He has experience in the mining industry, the forestry industry, the solar power industry, and of course, the oil and gas as a large infrastructure project developer and project financier. So that's Kyler's strength. He brought the project into TMAS several years ago, and he's the primary reason why we have such a great asset on our books right now. Rory Kutloglu is our project geologist. His real expertise is in taking a grassroots project and taking it from grassroots to development stage. And he's done this several times over his past very successfully. He is our project geologist and our QP, but he is our technical expert on the board and on the management team. He works hand in glove with all the geology contractors that we pursue, and he'll oversee our operations team once it's on the ground. So David Robinson, a former MNP auditor, CPA over 15 years. He was a former member of the TELUS pension fund team. Great individual to have to get into the psyche of the institutional investor. And he is our CFO and current CPA for the company. Myself, Tim Fernback, I'm the president and CEO of the company. I've got 25 years experience. I was brought on specifically by Kyler to help manage the growth of this company. And where I've spent the 25 years of my career is growing companies from this kind of $5 million market cap to $150 million market cap. And that's where my expertise lies. I'm a former venture capitalist and investment banker, and I have my CPA and MBA. So hopefully we can put this whole team together and make it happen for the company. We've got other folks at our company as well too, but these are the key senior management team. So corporate structure. So I already mentioned what we have in terms of our share structure. Here's a look at our stock chart. I think it's a great stock chart over the last year. Shows that we've had steady growth. We had a bit of a spike in interest when we announced our PA back in early February, which showed with our share price growth, and we are now seeing a continuation of that right now. So we're currently, like I said, around a $5 million market cap. I think our plan corporately is to get the word out on the company and our project to really drive that market cap up for our shareholders. What we have is TMAS in the news. I told you already that we announced our PEA back in February 7th with all these great results. We are also undergoing a financing for the company. The use of proceeds for that financing will be to put into marketing and PR and IR for both the company and the project. Significant dollars spent here to get the word out on what we're doing. Community building, we've started the process with First Nations and the Quebec government. We're going to continue that process. We're going to have some key hires on project operations and finance to help us build up through the pre-feasibility phase, and for of course G&A. And that's our presentation. I think I nailed it at 20 minutes, so I'll see if I can end this show, and then we can go for the Q&A.
Yeah, well, those 21 minutes, Tim.
It's always hard.
Yeah. Are there any synergies between your two projects? Like, do you see, like, yeah, I can't remember the name, I'm sorry, but your second one that you talked about was higher grade and near surface. Do you see a potential scenario of like an open pit mining, because you'd have a lower capex, of course, and higher grade, so maybe a quicker internal rate of return there to kind of fund the development of your second project, or what's your game plan there?
So the second project, obviously they're far enough away that they won't actually form one project,
Okay.
but it would be a second open pit situation. We would take all of the learnings that we've done on the metallurgy for Blache and apply them to Lac Brule. And the timing of going to a pre-feasibility would mean that one crew would go from Blache to Lac Brule. So the seamless sponsorship of that and the drilling of that.
How
They're really two separate projects.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. And how contingent is your NPV numbers on your technology? Like, because it's a new technology, financiers can sometimes, question the viability of that in a commercial state. Can you take an old technology and apply it to your deposit and still get the same type of numbers?
Yes.
Or close to it?
Yeah, in short answer, yes. It's a chloride leaching technology. That chloride leaching has been used in the mining industry for decades. This is a particular type of chloride leaching that is specific to our metallurgy on the project. So that's why our ORF technology, and it's been developed over 20 years, like at the University of Minnesota. It's not like a brand new technology. So it is a proven technology. We've run it to a pilot stage. So we've run over a ton of material through the process already. So we believe in the metallurgy that we've developed here with ORF, and I think that it's just an adaptation of a already existing chloride leaching technology that's been proven.
Right. And so what can the investors look forward to this year to create shareholder value in regards to moving the assets forward?
So the main thing for the company and for the shareholders is that we're going to get the word out. I think that the company, I would characterize it as being in kind of stealth mode for a number of years, getting all of the work done for the PEA, and now we have something to announce, and we'll be getting onto the road and getting in front of the right parties. Over the course of the next year, we have a drilling plan. We got some environmental work planned. We'll probably do a larger financing to fund our way to a pre-feasibility study. And then once we get there, I think that we'll be entertaining groups like Rio Tinto and others that are very interested in our project.
Rio Tinto got a $650 million grant from the government last year. Is that right? And that was for their Lacteo project near yours, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
It's a huge, I'd say, economic driver in the province of Quebec, Rio Tinto, and has been for a number of years now. Like that Lacteo mine has been in production for 70 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's probably got another 30 years left on it. And I think that it brings all of the eyeballs on titanium and titanium dioxide into the province of Quebec. I think that it opens up possibilities for us to get similar size money in the future from the province of Quebec and the federal government. So it's good timing by our company.
Not a small project. But I'm still shocked at your valuation, right? You're trading at 0.05% PNAV, right? So yeah, it's certainly a name out there that I think could see some valuation increase as you get the word out about this company, because the valuation is certainly attractive, in my opinion.
I think its number one task for our shareholders is for me to be on the road and for me to meet as many people as possible and to just inform them of this great project in the province of Quebec. a lot of people have their idea, the last year or two has been on lithium. You couldn't, think about anything but that. Now it's kind of uranium. But what you realize is that the commodities that have these steady state growth factors that have global implications and huge industrial uses like titanium, they're the ones that are, I wouldn't say they're sure bets, but they're less risky than these kind of widely swinging commodity companies, right?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I was surprised when I saw the chart, the long-term chart of titanium dioxide. You're right. It's not wildly volatile. It has been,
It's
XYZ% growth every year. Like it's very predictable, it looks like.
it's a one-for-one relationship with the overall economic growth. And it's
Yeah.
just because it's so widely used in so many industrial applications. And as a pigment, for example, well, look around your room right now. The paint that is on your walls has titanium dioxide in it to make it bright. And every year that gets consumed and a new supply gets used and a new, and that's just like, plastics and paints and metals. It's all over the place.
Yeah. Tim, thank you so much for your time and great presentation. And you do have a live financing. So if there's any investors out there that are accredited and like to participate, please reach out to Tim. His email address is there, or ourselves, and we'll put you in touch with the right people. Thanks,
Great.
Tim.
Yeah. Thanks a lot,
Cheers.
Arlen. Yeah,
Yeah.
take care.
Bye-bye.